Hello, you wonderful people. Welcome to part 4 of our epic Next.js course. In this lesson, we're going to take a look how to create our sign-in and sign-up pages. We're going to take a look how to do authentication with Next.js, including Auth validation and using HTTP tokens. So with that being said, let's jump into the video. Since the last tutorial, we completed this amazing landing page. We have our hero section, our features section, our top navigation, and our footer. Go ahead and check out the previous video that I'll link somewhere over here to see what we have done. But if you currently click on sign in, you're going to see a 404 not found page because we haven't created our sign in page or our sign up page. So that's what we're going to do. And so you don't have to always watch me type. I do have a complimentary article that you can find in the link in the description below. When you navigate to the article, you're going to be able to find all the code snippets that you need to build this project with us. So with that being said, let's jump into it. We're going to start working on this sign-in page. Let's start by creating our forms. I created a new branch to keep track of changes that we're going to make in this video. The first thing I'm going to do is cd into our front-end folder, and I'm going to open it in VS Code. Inside VS Code, we're going to start by creating a grouped route to hold both our sign-in and sign-up page. So let's navigate to source, and we're going to open our app folder. And inside here, we're going to create a new folder, and we're going to call it Auth. By putting it in parentheses, this is going to make it a group route. You could take a look in the Next.js documentation to learn more about root groups. But here you could see by putting the folder name in parentheses, this is going to avoid including it in our root URL path. And you could see some examples here. So let's go ahead and create our first pages. So inside our Auth folder, we're going to create a new folder, and we're going to call it sign in. And inside here, we're going to make a new file called page.tsx. And we're going to make another folder. We're going to call it sign up. And inside this folder, we're going to create another file called page.tsx. Inside our sign in route, we're going to create a new function. We're going to call it sign in route. And for now, we're just going to return sign in route within div so we could kind of see what we have. And now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing in our sign up page, except we're going to call it sign up route. And this is going to be our sign up page or route. And we could test this now in our front-end application. When I navigate to sign in, you could see our sign in route. And if I navigate to sign up, you will see our sign up route. But what if we wanted to give global styling to our sign in and sign up page? How would we do that? Well, we could accomplish this through a parent route or called our layout route. So let's go ahead and do that. Inside VS Code, inside the Auth folder, create a new file, and we're going to call it layout.tsx. And we're going to export a component called Auth layout that's going to take all the children that we're going to pass in the middle. By the way, you could find that code snippet in the article that I shared in the link description below. But all it does is going to return all of our children wrapped inside this component. So if we take a look here, we have our layout, which will return our sign-in page and sign-up page. And here we're using flex to center the items. So if we take a look at our front end now, you could see that our sign-up route and our sign-in route are using the parent styling, which is pretty cool. So now let's build our sign-in form. You can find the code snippet in the article below. I didn't want to type all the code out because I wanted to focus on Next specific things rather than just React in general. So go ahead and copy, and inside our VS Code, we're going to create inside our app folder under components, we're going to create a new folder and we're going to call it forms. And inside here, we're going to create a new file and we're going to call it signinform.tsx. And we're going to go ahead and paste our sign-in code. Taking a look at the code, you notice that we're expecting a card component, a label component, and input component that's coming from Strapi UI. We didn't install it yet. So let's go ahead and kind of refresh our memory how to do that. In our project, we're using Strapi UI to style everything with Tailwind. If you take a look at the components, you could scroll through and see all the different ones that we have. For instance, we are looking for a card component. You could take a look at how to use the component here, and you could also see how to install it. For instance, we use npx Strapi UI at latest, add, and then the component that we want to install. And in my terminal, I'm going to run npx shedcn/ui at latest, and I'm going to add the card component, the label component, and the input, and press enter. Once everything is installed, you could run yarn dev to restart our project. And back in our VS Code, we're going to see that our VS Code will stop complaining. So now let's go ahead and create our signup form. Navigate to the forms folder, create a new file called signup form.tsx. And we're going to navigate to the signup form code. We're going to copy it and paste it. Nice. Taking a look at our form, all it is just basic React components without any functionality. So now let's go ahead and import these two newly created components. So let's navigate to page.signin. Now let's go ahead and import our forms. Inside our sign-in route, we're going to import sign-in form. Fantastic. Next, let's go ahead to our sign-up page, and we're going to import our sign-up form. Excellent. Now that all of our components are imported, let's check out our front end. Now, when we navigate to sign-in, you could see our sign-in form. If you go to sign-up, you could see our sign-up form. Great. Now that we have our basic sign-in and sign-up form done, in the next video, we're going to take a look how to submit the forms using server actions. One thing that I'm going to encourage everybody to do if you haven't done it in a while is to check out the MDN HTML forms article to take a look at how forms work in regular HTML. This is going to give you a good foundation to understand all the differences of how we submit forms in Next.js. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video.